Hello, my dear students. You know me. I am the headmaster of Manipur Swami Vivekananda High School, and this is our second attempt for learning English through virtual classes. And today, I will discuss about the a grammatical topic, and this will be useful for both Madhyamik and HS level, and throughout the career of your life, as long as you are learning English, you are speaking English, and you are writing English. How we can frame questions in English? While we are writing, we need to ask questions. While we are speaking, we need to ask questions. And all communication process need to pass through a series of questions, and these questions and answers are essential for the movement and the progress of communicative process. So we must understand how to frame questions in English, and today I am going to talk about how we can frame questions in English. Before that, I would like to mention certain special features of English language, which is quite different from all other languages, including Hindi and Bengali or any other language in the world. First of all, in English, the questions have special word order, special characteristic of its own. And in Bengali or in Hindi or in any other language, questioning actually comes through an intonation process by maintaining the same word order. For example, if Ranna hoyeche, now this line actually in Bengali, but there is no question of any change in the order. As we in general statement or in case of speaking in a general assertive sense, ranna hoyeche. So here the intonation makes the question, and the listener would come to know through the intonation, and that there is an emphasis on the point of asking questions, and intonation changes. But in English, we need to create or give an emphasis not merely on intonation, but there is a certain specific word order. We have to use certain word at the beginning of the sentence so that it is permanently becomes English question. Now questions are very different in English in contrast to the general statement. For example, if we say, I am, he is, they are, you are. So now these are statements. These are, I am okay, she is well. So these are statements. But in case of question, we have to ask the question, but changing the question, the word pattern. We have to just bring are we are. Are you okay? So are comes first, and you becomes second. You gets to the second position, and are gets to the first position. Now this first position and second position gets changed. So word order is getting changed. Similarly, in all English questions, you have to put certain word, specifically English auxiliary words in the beginning or just after the informative question words, either relative pronoun, either interrogative pronoun, interrogative adverb, or interrogative pronoun. So these are the things that we can add in emphatic questions and informative questions. But we are to add it in the beginning, just before this auxiliary. Are you okay? Now think of the fact. তুমি বুঝে গেছো? Think it is in Bengali, but it has no definite structure of questions in English, but that intonation has been given a certain emphasis so that it becomes a question. There is no word order change, but in English we need to change this word order. In English we cannot say you want it, you want it, you need it. No, this is not a question. Actually you have to say, do you want it, do you need it? So a do precedes the whole sentence, and what do you need? Now in informative case, why do you need this? So why and do, these are the two. What and do, what time do you need to do it? So these two words, what and do, while comes at the beginning of the sentence, it automatically suggests that this is nothing else than questions in English. So the first and foremost thing, English has specific question form, and we have to follow this question form, and this makes English language simpler. English language making questions in English language easier. Now I'm going to tell you something about the different patterns of English structures. English questions with to be verb, English questions with modal auxiliaries, and English questions with do, and English questions in past tense. And these are the ways I am going to discuss. My discussions has these three or four parts, and I am just telling you this in a very lucid and simple way that these are the 3 or 4 types that actually gives the solid foundations of your knowledge about framing questions in English. Now the first, questions with to be verb. To be verb is, am, are, was, were, and there are be being been, but we are not considering be being been here. So is, am, are, and was, and were. So we are just talking about only these 5 to be verbs for the purpose of questions now. So in English, she is okay. Now, is she okay? It is the question. How is she? How is she? So how and is just takes precedence to the sentence, and this makes it a question. Similar transformations are also possible. They are they? He is he? Similarly, I am, are you? While I am in questions become are you. So whenever someone is questioning you have to answer in I. So are you? Answers comes I am. So are you well? The answer is yes, I am well. Now I am well, it may be questioned as are you well? Are you okay? Similarly, is he interested? Are you feeling bored with this lockdown? Are you free to meet me tomorrow in the morning? But these are simple yes no type questions. In these cases, only the precedence of the to be verb at the beginning of sentence merely puts the questions as yes no type, and this is the first simplest type of questions where a confirmation is asked from the listeners whether he just following the questions of that person, or there is just a kind of confirmation and nod from the questions in order to answer. So yes no type are not informative type questions, and that's why only the word order change can create simple questions. But in case of emphatic but informative questions, we have to make questions just give the informations that you want to know from the listeners, and here WH words are given in the beginning of the sentence, and thereafter the same order or word order of making questions are given and followed. In case of suppose in case of continuative cases, What are you doing now? Where are you going? What are you talking about? What do you want from me? And here, do makes it clear that this is a question and it cannot be cannot be taken as any other type of sentence except questions. And this is the specific feature of English language in framing. Now, we can make a difference between do, can, shall, is, he, or many other auxiliaries that we generally use in case of framing questions. So why do you need to use the auxiliary do? Now, do is an important process in framing English questions. So why do you need do in order to making English questions? It is crucial to know do verbs, otherwise it is very difficult to pass through the process of framing English questions without do, did, or does. Why do you need these do or did verbs, and why this do, does, did actually help us making questions? Do verbs are needed according to the do, did, does. Do actually help us as a helping verb or in English in order to frame a questions or negative in the language where the verb actual present tense is used. The verb in the first form is used in the sentence, and in that case no other modal auxiliaries or any other auxiliaries are used in the sentence. In that case, we need to take the take the support of do verb, do auxiliary in order to frame questions. But if we use any other auxiliaries, modal or to have, we need to use that particular auxiliary verb in the beginning of the sentence, and in that case we cannot use do. So do and can, suppose you are what do can we do? No, this is not the right process of asking questions. So we have to speak. What do you write? What can you write? So if you are using do, then you cannot use can, and if you are using can, then you cannot use do. So if you are writing, if you are speaking that you are using is okay, then is used, not do. So is, am, are, was, were, if these five verbs were used, have, has, had is used, or any other model is used in the sentence, then do is redundant, unnecessary, and we cannot use do in that particular context of framing questions. So do is needed when all other auxiliaries are missing in the sentence, and in that case, if we are to make questions in that sentence, then we have to use do. Otherwise, it is not possible to make questions in English. Take an example. You wanted to buy it. So you wanted to buy it. So here the question is in past tense, but it is simple past. There is no auxiliary used in the sentence, and in this case, surely a did is necessary in order to frame a questions in this language, in this particular sentence. For example, why did you want this? Why did you want this? So wanted becomes did want. In English questions, simple past tense become did plus the present tense. Did want. Keep in mind that when you are writing the form, did comes in the beginning of the sentence and want or the present form comes after the sentence, and the original verb forms comes in the place of verb. So did want. Why did you want this? Not why did you wanted this. So though it is past tense, did actually is the marker of the tense here. So why did you? So similarly in case of does, why does Ram or why does Sam or why does she want it? Why does she want it? So why does she want to go to Big Bazaar today? Why does she want to go to Big Bazaar today? Here, does comes as the third mark of the third person singular number in the sentence, and here we know that does makes it a question. So does and did and do in respective cases, in case of past tense where no other auxiliaries are used in the sentence, did is supplied in the beginning or after the WH word at the beginning of the sentence and make it a question. Without do in the beginning, in that case there will be no questions framed in English. Similarly, does in case of third person singular number. Similarly, in case of do in all cases where no other auxiliaries are used, but the original form in the present tense used, verb is used in the original present tense. So now take certain examples of English questions and mark the structure. What did you want? A did is the marker of the question and want is the tense. Did is used, actually you wanted. There was something that I wanted. And that's why the question has been written, what did you want? Why did you want it? Why did you want it? So again, in this case, we see did is used and the verb becomes want. Want in the present form of the verb, and did is the marker of the tense of the verb form. And there is no question of auxiliary here, and that's why did it used in this sentence. How did you go there? How do you go there? Why did you ask this question? Why did you ask me this question? Why did you come to Purulia today? Why is this lockdown is going on throughout the world? Why is pandemic COVID-19 virus spreading throughout the world? Is it not a menace? So when did Rajdhani Express leave Howrah station? When did Rajdhani Express leave Howrah station? But in case we are using continuative sense or any other auxiliary words that are used in the sentence, then we don't need do. In that case, only the verb that has been auxiliary verb that has been used in the sentence can be used. Are you coming tomorrow? So when are you coming tomorrow?